Let me tell you about the two most human characters on a show full of humans and superhumans and somewhere in betweens. Frenchie, Kimiko, the show's unlikely heart. They don't have the narrative weight of Butcher or the political centrality of Homelander. They're not the romantic leads. They don't drive the main plot in the way the others do. And yet, whenever the show dips into sentimentality without earning it, whenever it needs to remind you that beneath all the gore and cynicism and power politics, there is something actually at stake, it goes to them. Every single time. So let's talk about why. Start with Frenchie, because his backstory is the key to everything. Frenchie's real name is Serge. He's French-Algerian. He grew up in a world where he had to learn very quickly that survival required adaptability, a different kind of intelligence than book smart, more like street fluent. He ended up in organized crime. He became exceptional at chemistry, at weaponry, at the kind of improvised problem-solving that nobody teaches you in school. He also made a mistake that cost a man his life. A man named Mallory's grandson, the op Frenchie was supposed to run, where he instead went to help a friend, and because he wasn't there, people died. Grace Mallory has never entirely forgiven him. Frenchie has never entirely forgiven himself. That guilt is the load-bearing structure of his character. He performs irreverence, the quips, the bizarre cultural references, the alarming cheerfulness about dangerous situations as insulation against the weight he carries. The comedy is real. So is what it's insulating. It's worth noticing what kind of insulation he chose. Some characters bury guilt in silence, in withdrawal, in becoming harder. Frenchie did the opposite. He became more expressive, more chaotic, more committed to warmth, as if the only way to survive what he did was to make sure he never stopped being capable of caring about someone again. It's not denial. It's a man who decided that shutting down would be its own kind of second failure, on top of the first. Kimiko's introduction is one of the show's best sequences. She's a weapon. Literally, she was trafficked, experimented on, given Compound 5 without consent as part of a program that turned people into tools. When we meet her, she's feral with it. She doesn't speak. She kills efficiently and without apparent feeling. She is, from the outside, exactly what Vought designed, a superpower with no person attached. What Frenchie does, which nobody asks him to do and which goes against every operational instinct, is treat her like a person anyway. He doesn't make it dramatic, he just keeps showing up. He leaves food. He doesn't reach for a weapon when she's violent. He learns she understands language even if she doesn't speak it, and he talks to her. Not at her, not about her, but to her. He tells her about himself. He's honest. He's gentle in a way that clearly costs him something, given what gentleness requires. It works. She starts communicating. She starts trusting. Not because he fixed her. She wasn't broken in the way that gets fixed, but because he consistently offered a relationship that didn't require her to be anything other than what she was. That distinction matters more than it sounds like it should. Almost everyone else in Kimiko's orbit, before and after Frenchie, related to her as a function, a weapon to be deployed, a problem to be managed, a tragedy to be pitied. Frenchie is the first person who simply waits to find out who she is, on no particular timeline, with no agenda attached. That patience is its own kind of rare power in a show where almost everyone is trying to use everyone else for something. The sign language scenes are beautiful, and the show earns them. When Kimiko starts using ASL, not because she can't speak, we eventually learn, but because speaking was taken from her along with everything else, the show finds a visual language for their friendship that works on every level. Their conversations have a specificity and intimacy that feels private even when we're watching. The musical sequence in Season 3, where the show breaks into a full-on musical fantasy as Kimiko imagines a version of her life that isn't this, is the most formally daring thing The Boys has ever done. And it works because the show has spent 2 seasons building Kimiko as a character whose interior life is rich and full and unseen. and the fantasy sequence is the first time we're allowed inside it. It's joyful and heartbreaking at the same time. Frenchie's addiction storyline is the show taking him seriously as a character. When we learn in later seasons that Frenchie has been managing serious drug dependency, that the cheerfulness and the competence coexist with a daily practice of not completely falling apart. It's not a plot twist. It feels inevitable. Of course he's managing something. The question was just what? The show doesn't moralize about it. It doesn't treat his addiction as a character flaw to be overcome in a 10-episode redemption arc. It treats it as a thing that is true about him, that complicates everything, that he is working on with varying degrees of success. That's honest, in a way prestige TV rarely manages. His relationship with Kimiko deepens as they're both trying to recover something. She's trying to recover personhood. He's trying to recover stability. They do it together, imperfectly, in between operations that require them to commit significant violence. The cognitive dissonance of that, the tenderness and the brutality occupying the same space, is the show's most direct statement about what survival actually looks like. And it's a statement that extends past just the two of them. Nearly everyone in this world is carrying out unthinkable acts and trying to remain a person on the other side of it. Frenchie and Kimiko are simply the clearest version of that struggle, because the show lets us watch them attempt the second half, the staying human part, in real time, without cutting away. Most stories show you the violence and imply the cost. This one insists on showing both, side by side, refusing to let you have one without the other. The will they, won't they of their relationship is the least important thing about them. Yes, there's romantic tension. Yes, the show eventually addresses it. But honestly, the friendship is more interesting. The love between them that isn't romantic is more moving than the love that is. What Frenchie and Kimiko have is the rarest thing the show depicts, a relationship between two damaged people that actually helps both of them. That doesn't consume, that doesn't exploit, that genuinely makes both of them more capable of living. Compare that to nearly every other relationship in the show. Butcher's marriage was destroyed by his own obsession. Homelander's idea of intimacy is possession. Even the genuinely loving relationships tend to come with a cost attached. Someone sacrificing themselves, someone hiding who they are, someone managing the other person's worst instincts. Frenchie and Kimiko are the one pairing where being close to each other doesn't require either of them to disappear. In a show that is otherwise largely about how people use each other, how power and need and desperation turn connections into transactions, Frenchie and Kimiko are the counter-argument. Two people who found each other in the worst possible circumstances and decided, without quite deciding, to keep showing up. That's the violence and the music box, the tenderness surviving the brutality. And somehow, I don't know how the show pulls this off, but it does, that's the most radical thing in the whole series.